Have you ever walked into a room and instantly sensed the tension, the unspoken conversations buzzing beneath the surface? This ability to perceive unseen emotions and truths is both a blessing and a burden. Most people don't fear the truth, they fear the person who can see it in them. Deep perception uncovers layers beneath societal masks, revealing not just what is, but what could be. Imagine standing in a crowded subway, everyone lost in their screens, yet you feel the undercurrent of anxiety, the measured silence that veils hidden discontent. You're not just another commuter. You're the observer of hidden stories, a role both isolating and enlightening. In Buddhist teachings, particularly the Heart Sutra, awareness is described as seeing beyond the veil of material existence, where liberation lies hand in hand with solitude. Carl Jung spoke of the shadow, the part of us that harbors truths we'd rather not face. To see clearly is to confront your own shadows, and those of society. This isn't hypersensitivity or paranoia, as it might be misconstrued, but an evolved state of awareness that delves deeper into the essence of human interaction. It's like peering through a high-definition lens while the world views through pixelated filters. Exhilarating, yet exhausting. If you can sense what others feel but never speak, how long before you stop knowing what belongs to you? The ancient hermits, who withdrew to nature's embrace, were perhaps the early perceivers of these truths, understanding that true perception often means stepping outside the roles society assigns. Yet the more you see, the more you realize the weight of discernment. Awareness isn't merely noticing the obvious, it's immersing oneself in the emotional landscapes and complex constructs of society without immediate judgment. This nuanced perception questions our reality, challenging collective ignorance. Is it any wonder then that those who see deeply often find themselves on the fringe of societal norms? Next, we explore how this burden of awareness impacts your very identity and role within society. Imagine seeing the world through a kaleidoscope of emotions, where each turn reveals a multitude of colors, yet also blurs who you are in the process. This constant observation and absorption of others' truths can challenge and even fragment your personal identity. Is this relatable? If so, you're not alone. This delicate dance between empathy and identity forms a shadow puppetry of self, where your essence fluctuates in response to the emotional echoes of the world surrounding you. Alan Watts, a venerable figure in the realm of philosophy, often spoke about ego dissolution and the illusory nature of identity. He introduced the idea that our perceived self is not static. It is a river, constantly flowing, reshaping, and responding to the currents of external influences. Watts urged us to consider the possibility that our egos, those transient constructs, do not need to tether us to a rigid sense of self. This reflection invites you to imagine identity not as a fortress to defend, but as a cloud, formless, adapting, yet with an intrinsic value that transcends the mere collection of other people's shadows. So, what does it mean to maintain deep empathy without losing oneself in the emotional currents of others? As much as perception gifts us profound insights, it burdens us with the challenge of drawing boundaries. Think of emotional awareness as purification, akin to extracting clear water from muddied sources. The emotional awareness, the purity rather, is that beacon of truth in a sea of reflected perceptions. However, every lighthouse needs its keeper, someone vigilant in guarding its light against the encroaching storm of external influences. Hence, practicing detachment becomes essential. Detachment does not symbolize a withdrawal from empathy, but rather a strategic retreat into a space where true empathy is cultivated without being encumbered by a demanding world. So how do we protect ourselves without losing the depth perception provides? Create your own space. A space where your thoughts, your essence, can thrive untouched by the tumultuous seas of collective emotions. This is not an act of selfishness, but one of survival. Awareness, you see, isn't a sign of weakness, it's a strength recontextualized against the backdrop of collective denial. In projecting emotions, we often defend against acknowledging our own. It is a profound truth that perception, like a lighthouse, pierces through dense fog. Yes, but with the realization that every light needs to protect its flame from the winds of societal illusions. With these reflections, we transit from examining identity and emotional shadows to concluding insights on how deep perception threads through the fabric of society.